I'll be right back. I gotta do something real fast, okay?
Okay.
I'll be there just a sec, Mom.
Okay.
Okay, girl. You wanna talk? You care? I'm not in a mood. Is they in a mood? Or they not in a mood? Well, that's too bad. No wonder about it. What? Got chicken for you. What are you doing, Stan Lisa? I'm in a mood. Are you in a mood or you're not in a mood? He said, no, I'm in a mood. But what are you in a mood for? He said, why don't you stay around and find out what kind of mood I'm in? Come on. Come on, Marty. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Go. Or stay. Just get out of my way. Come on. There are a lot of people that get rid of their dogs when they get old because they start getting goofy, a little senile.
Yeah.
People just, the things that people just don't want to deal with, you know. We live in such a disposable society. Heck, Ma, it started with you. When you were born, you got thrown away because you didn't cut, because your feet were deformed. You had club feet. So your parents looked at you and said, nah, we don't want to deal with this. Let's throw her away. This one's defective. Right, that's the nation, and that's the land we live in. That's what people do, and then they not only do people, you know, we living in a society. Stop it, where people throw babies away because we live in New Mexico. They have these boxes all over the place because people in New Mexico, they have babies and don't know what to do with them, so they throw them in dumpsters. So they're trying to make it easier for them. And so they have these boxes all over. So if people don't want their baby, they can just go put them in one of these baby drop boxes and be done with them. You know, why isn't society made to help the parent so the parent can prosper? You know what I mean? Like society should be okay. Well, you know, we have a single mother. We have a single mother, and she, you know, there ain't no man in her life, you know, and she can't take care of her baby and work at the same time. So why don't we live in a society that is designed to help that mother raise that baby in an environment that's healthy, right? No. Not America. That's not what they do in America. What they do in America is they want to divide. They want to divide the family. They want to break down the family unit. They don't want community, right? They want every man for himself. They want division because once people start seeing what they can do, they're unstoppable. The power that they have, and once they start meeting other people that are like them, they start creating and coming up with ideas and brainstorming. And the dipshits that are the control freaks that are running the show now, they don't want that because then they lose their power and they lose their grip, but they don't deserve it because they got it with the cheater's way. And when things are earned with the cheater's way and things begin with under a disingenuousness and things like that, things that come from a heart space of greed will not succeed. So, anyway, hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hayoke empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I haven't done a talk in a few days. I've had a rough few days. And like other people, you know, everybody's waking up to something. And based on your Akashic record and your DNA and your soul path, you know, that thing is different for everyone. And I don't know what it is for me. I could potentially see what it is for other, but in my own life, I don't know where it's coming from. And Mom and I just watched the Truman Show. I haven't watched it in a few years, several years. And I watched it I didn't see it when it came out. When did it come out? The Truman Show came out in, I was just looking up Ed Harrison, because he's in the Truman Show. 1998. So it came out in 1998. I was 24 years old. But I didn't see it when it came out because that was in the midst of my drinking. So I was too busy being run by spirit. So I didn't care anything about it. What happened is I saw it some years later after I'd gotten sober. Or I think when I went to tech school, when I was in the military, I think. Maybe I wasn't sober yet, but I wasn't drinking like I was in my not so glory days. So, in case people, if you've seen the movie, I do recommend it. I do feel like that maybe not everybody on the planet is a Truman, but I think that there's Trumans. I think there's people that you know. I mean, I've had my own experiences like that. Like when I've looked up at the sky and I've seen like weird freaking like stage lighting and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I've had my own personal experiences, and nobody can take those away because my frequency experienced those. And means that my frequency is so much different than anybody I come across, because I assure people I look for other people like me. I am purposefully looking for other people like me, to no avail. So my channel's never going to get a lot of views because there's not a lot of people that are, because like attracts like, and since there's not a lot of people that are frequentially like me, ain't a whole lot of people gonna, unless they come into a different frequency than what they've already, than where they've been sitting. And that could be possible because a lot of people are waking up, you know. And I look at it like the Truman Show. I look at that wake up and the synchronicities in that movie. Like he drove a Taurus, I drove a Taurus, you know what I mean? He can't get off the island, I can't earn income. It's the same kind of thing. It's the most bizarre thing. Since August, I've been going through trying to deal with the VA to get, because I'm only at 50%, but I'm 100% disabled. I can't, my body is trashed. So what I do is I try to maintain my quality of life, because if it don't matter if I sit still or move, I suffer. So I move. I chose the route to suffer through movement instead of suffering through being stationary, because I see the effects of around me all the time of what happens when people become stationary, and I want to do better for myself than that. So what happened the night before last, because I checked the VA app. It said there's movement, there's claims, right? Like, it's been sitting someplace for 5 months. Somebody deliberated it for 2 days, sent out the claim letter, said I get 0. And the reason why they sent me up to Colorado, I had to drive 2 hours each way up there to Del Norte, Colorado, to the hospital, Rio, whatever, Grand Hospital, you know, and then the lady did my report, and she said that was on October 3rd, and she submitted my report on October 7th, and then there was nothing. It's like, because, you know, Corp America, the feds, you get within 3 months of the holidays, people are too busy fucking stuffing their face on food days and shit like that in their cubicles, and they don't answer the phone, they don't do stuff. I mean, the whole system is so inept, and now I don't have any faith in it at all. at all. Like, because I'll wait for things to happen and see how they play out. And this, what they did is they said my degenerative arthritis in my spine and my lack of mobility in my ankle, what they did is they deferred it. They said it's deferred. They put a word nomenclature in there and puts my fucking life on what I deserve on hold. And what deferred means, according to the VA system, see, they don't like me because I talk shit about what their system actually is. So, and that's how the system is. If they don't like, if you're not going to be rewarded in life if you speak the truth. They're going to be trying to suppress you. They're going to try and freaking make your life hard, or try to inflict fear in your life and just make your life miserable so you'll just die early. They don't fucking care about people. You know what it's for this shit. It's so they get fucking millions of dollars in fucking budgets so they can get these stupid little fucking stickers to people, right? Women veteran program. Shit, you know what? This shit is fucking retarded. It's stupid. This is what I think of your little fucking stickers. And you know what else they do? Then they give out this shit. They get all this fucking swag. And then they set up someplace. And then they say, okay, you guys come here. We'll give you this little bullshit. Here's an inflatable neck rest. I guess so, to keep people in the federal government from, when they're sucking dick. It keeps their head propped up proper. And, and it even says, it's probably made in China, even. Says New Mexico Department of Veteran Services. Guess what? Suck a dick, New Mexico VA. And then they make lip balms. I mean, this is what the help never fucking goes to the people, but you employ all these fucking dipshits. So have a fucking parade for that. Have a parade for that. But hey, everybody knows it. The whole world knows that America as a civilization is falling. That whatever storyline they put out that they wanted people to believe, that people are waking up every day to the realization that what this imposed reality of this country and what this reality actually is. If America was a person, if Uncle Sam was a person, he would be this really ugly old, kind of like what Ed Harris turned into. I showed a picture because I looked him up. Because I was like, Mom, I think he has the same birthday as you. And lo and behold, he does in fact. Was born on, Mom and he were born on the same day. Same year. And this is you can tell what people are really like by the lines on their face. Like, how they say, did he age well? I'm going to have to say he didn't. Right? And, yeah, that was another synchronicity in the movie, is that he and Mom are born on the same day. That was kind of interesting. So, I called today's talk a destination death. This is something else that happened in the last few days. Everybody's living in this, like, they and I guess I could be really happy if I lied to myself all the time too. If I didn't respectfully look at reality as it is. Mom has taught me from a very young age, just like to see things for how they are. She didn't sugarcoat anything for us. Okay, I grew up at a very, very young age, and there's a lot of people walking around in adult soul sacks on this planet, but they still have a mentality of a 15, 16-year-old, right? Because with maturity comes life experience, and you have a lot of people that act like they're mature, but they don't got the life experience to back it up. Yeah. People that got with the program, that were allowed to be a part of the program. That's why I'm adamantly against programs, which is in of it by itself is a program, the anti-program, but still is because I've been on the outsider that I don't appreciate that people keep on the outside, because a lot of people deserve to be in community and to be a part of a community, right? But even where I live, it's really predominant. I mean, there's freaking racists. There's people all over Taos racist. There's the Spanish are racist against the Native Americans. The Native Americans are racist against the other Native Americans and the Spanish. And then the Mexicans are It's all this race. And I never grew up with a racist mind. I just figured that people they're like the rainbow, like the color spectrum. Everybody is a color in the color wheel, and what really matters is where you vibrate frequentially. You know, are you vibrating at a high frequency? People are getting it twisted. It doesn't mean you're fucking happy all the time. That's not what being high vibrational means. It's not that you're la la la, everything's great on the planet. That's not what higher frequency. Higher frequency, as I interpreted it, as collecting all the data in my life and background and science and all this stuff, is data that higher frequency is that you are open and more receptive to data. Truth. Right? It's not love. Love isn't the highest frequency. How many people believed somebody when somebody said, "I love you," because they wanted to, but the person was lying? See? They're lying. So that's, even if somebody's like a placebo, even if somebody believes in it, right? If somebody's lying about it, you can believe in it all you want. That's a lie. It's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. So, destination. We had a few days ago, somebody it was like Taos Pets, missing pets or something. It was on a page, and somebody posted a picture where out by about 10 miles from where I live. It's farther, but in town, it's the gorge. There's a big old slit in the planet, and then they put a bridge over it, and it's called the gorge, right? Yeah, there's a lot of gorges and a lot of people gorging in New Mexico on chilies. Red or green? Anyway. And this dude posted a picture. He was heading into town. He was on the other side of the bridge. He hadn't crossed the bridge yet, but they stopped traffic on the bridge. And both ways they stopped traffic. And they had like 2 or 3 sheriff cars parked in the middle of the bridge. And then you had, when you zoom in, you could see the sheriffs looking over the edge. And I just wrote on the caption, "Damn it." And that was like the 27th or the 28th. I can't remember what day it was. Because I remember in the news article, they posted, and then the next day, I was looking at Taos News to see if there was a story about it. Maybe a guy just had a picture. What happened was we had a jumper, folks. We had a jumper. What happened and then the story that unfolded in the newspaper, it was so it happened like, I can't remember even what day it happened. All my days are all mixed up. So it happened, and then they closed the bridge. Okay, there's his body down there, right? He jumped. They called emergency. They closed the bridge. So, okay, there he is. They didn't recover, and he did it at like noon, right? Now, in a world where we've been on the moon, supposedly, I don't believe we were ever on the moon. I don't have faith in the technology now, let alone freaking 60. Give me a break. Like, duh. Oh, but I guess these are the same population of people that that perpetuate that Santa Claus bullshit storyline too, right? Just go along to get along. So they didn't recover the body until the next day. So I wonder how many people went out, because people are twisted. They like, Stand By Me, got to see a dead body like it's fun, so I wonder how many people, like, after they reopened the bridge, because they didn't keep the bridge, it's like they recognized them, okay, they reopened the bridge, and then the next day they closed the bridge for the second time so they could recover the body, right? Now, what this dude did, I think, what was his name? I think his name was Matthew or something like that, is what the news story in the newspaper said. But this dude, that's why I called this today's talk a destination death, because I've heard of destination weddings before, where people, like, I was trying to explain that to Mom. I said, people, like, I went on a destination wedding one time. Some people that I used to know back in 2011, they got married on a cruise ship. So we all flew down from Omaha, or, most of her family lived in Omaha, but the people, like, they flew down to Miami. The wedding was on the ship, and then we did like a 4-day, 3-night cruise to Cozumel, went to Tulum, stuff like that. So destination wedding. Well, this dude freaking jumped on a plane in New Jersey, flew to Colorado, rented a car at the airport, drove down to the bridge just to jump off of it and stop traffic for 2 days. So, if people do not listen to astrology, if they have no idea what's coming, the whole world feels like something's going to happen. So because so many people are feeling that, something is going to happen. If more people meditated, grounded, if more people found their center, the earth would find its center. But we're going to see more people becoming disheveled, all staticky, because all the Uranus energy and everybody's up here and they're not going to keep themselves down here, and people make bad decisions when they're taking in too much data and they think they're feeling good. So when they drink and do alcohol and drugs, less is going to be more. So we're going to have more accidental deaths. So ultimately, people are just really going to have to come in to the reality. Do you give a shit about life, or do you want to die? And if you want to live, you might as well start getting busy doing it and doing things that are going to make that quality of life a little bit better for you and other people. What else was I going to say? There was another thing I was going to say about the Truman Show, and then I lost it. I was talking to my my earth angel today. I said, the way I see it is that we're born and everybody's given free will, right? In some circumstances, I don't think that people have free will. I think there's sometimes, I discovered in the last few days that I get real disgruntled when there's too much peace, because my vibrational frequency is up here. So that's when I try to cause the ruckus. So what I've been doing is breathing through those angst, those emotions. Just breathe through it, or I'll go and I'll lift my little dumbbell, or I'll go outside and get some fresh air. Just change my scenery, and that that oftentimes changes my mind. So everybody's given free will, right? And we have our astrology. I was listening. Mom got overstimulated today, and I saw what happened. Came out. She got up. She had some breakfast, and about 1 o'clock lunchtime, where the sun was, I said, "Do you want the window open?" And she said, "Yeah." So I opened the window, and all this sunlight came in, and we got blackout curtains and stuff like this because she's so sensitive. And I went back and I lied down, and then I had a feeling to get up, so I listened to my intuition. I got up, and she was walking back and forth, and she was charged by the light. like a chargeable battery. Like it stimulated her. She couldn't hold still. So I was walking. I came out and I said, "Okay, Mom, let's walk around." I said, "Are you?" I said, "You got a lot of energy right now, huh?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, let's walk around." And so we walked around a little bit. She went to the bathroom. We did the thing where she moves her hips and her arm, and she gets her blood going and stuff. And then I went back to lie down. I closed up the curtains, and then she came back, and like all that energy, the overstimulation that she had, she freaking crashed. And so she came back and she laid down with me. It's gonna get loud because my neighbor's boyfriend has a piece of shit truck, and instead of freaking fixing the truck, it just constantly it just sounds worse and worse. It's just. I wonder how many people are gonna get arrested in Taos tonight, because everybody fucking drinks and drives in this town, man. There's so many drunk drivers all over. So many drunks. So many. Anyway. So, what was I saying? Oh, so Mom came back and lied down with me, and then we listened to this talk with Pam Gregory. And I like listening to so many other people's perceptions, and then I take what I can use and I leave the rest. And I listen to a lot of astrology talks, and this, it's gonna smooth out eventually. But I guess based on whatever experience people are supposed to have, the first part of this year is gonna be super fun. It's gonna be but it's gonna play out different in everybody's world. Oh, that's what I was gonna say about the Truman Show, is that the part where they said, access the weather app. I'll be right back. Go up here, lay down. Come on, come on, come on. Good boy. I'm gonna have to take dogs out as soon as I'm done with my talk. But I think that's what they're doing now, is they're accessing the weather app. I see what California is going through. I told my dad the other day, "Come here, Benny." I sent him a message. We don't talk a whole lot, but I'm a good daughter, regardless if he's a good father. So, good boy, Benny. Anyway, he has a habit of freaking liking to body surf. He's had a history of liking to body surf. Shit. I don't have it here. When the waves are 20 feet, and so I asked him to not, to resist any desire to do that. Because he's a macho man. Go on. Come on. Come on. And, California's getting a lot of heavy surf right now. Come on, Benny. Move. Come on. I'll be right back. Think about all the New Year's Eves that, like, I remember one New Year's Eve. See, I'm one of those people that I don't even think that it's New Year's Eve. I don't even recognize today as New Year's Eve. I just I just go along to get along, I mean, like, my whole life has been freaking go along with their bullshit, and I don't go along with people's bullshit anymore. It's not the new year. The new year starts when the spring equinox in March, when Aries starts that is when the new year starts. So what is with all these fucking so-called freaking spiritualists or whatever that freaking, it's like a la carte spiritualism where people are picking and choosing. Like these astrologer, I'm gonna charge you $300 for a reading and tell you to rely on energies and powers outside of myself, but then I'm gonna take 2 weeks off at Christmas. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me because Christmas is a bullshit. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit. It's if people don't know what Christmas is really about now, then you want to live in the matrix. Then you want someone to control you. You don't have that same Truman spirit that, where the human spirit wants to expand. Maybe you don't got a spirit, so you're just a non-player, one of those NPCs. Maybe you're just the backdrop person or just one of the extras in other people's shows. Because there's so many extras. Office help, admins. I've worked at a lot of big companies, and every company I work, even at a university, and I'm just like, what they sell, nobody needs. Yet they make freaking millions and billions of dollars on selling stuff that people don't need. Because they're still just diverting the attention. Because if people realize what power they really have, that they're going to be a part of doing their own shit instead of freaking being a part of somebody else's. So, anyway, I wrote notes. Butt scuff. It happens so much now. I had to come up with the name. Because when Mom goes to the bathroom, she goes into the bathroom, I usually go with her. And that's just mostly because she has this thing ever since we got yelled at for flushing the toilet paper when we lived in, before we moved here, we lived in Arizona for 5 weeks with this horrible woman named Terry Gunn. And, Carrie Guntree. Horrible, horrible human being. And, she yelled, Mom doesn't remember, and so I did I put a note on so I would do everything to come in with solutions, and this woman would just yell at me for shit, just because she was, she was, she was going through a divorce, ain't nobody gonna want her anymore. She's not attractive, she doesn't have personality, she's a real tiny woman. So when real tiny woman like get a lot of attention, I'm just wondering about the kind of attention, because I wonder what these guys are thinking, because in these guys, in their mind, a lot of them, she's a little girl, and that's just fucking creepy. But whatever, she sucks and she has to live with herself. But so ever since then, Mom won't flush the toilet paper. She'll wipe and then she'll put it in her pocket. She won't, and so I just go out, and so I'm just there around the corner to remind her, just put it in the toilet. And plus she'll stuff it on the underside where the hardware is, the lid screws down and the bolt goes, the bolt goes, and then the nut on the other side latches onto it. On the other side, she's learned how to stuff toilet paper in there. And then Benny, he'll freaking go and want to eat, and he'll eat it. And so it's this whole thing. All because of that dumb bitch in Arizona. It's such a fucking funny thing. And so, Benny, get out of here. Go lay down. And so I'll go in. And it doesn't matter what time of day. Come here, Benny. Go lay down. Go. Come here. Come here. And so what the butt scuff I discover is when she stands up, she's squats over, and I close the toilet lid, and it always hits her in the butt. So that's our new thing is and then she boop, and then we watched an episode of Golden Girls not too long ago, And she actually did that. Sophia did that. In one of the episodes. So I thought that was kind of funny. So art imitates life, imitates art, imitates life. And, much of our reality is imposed. And I've thought about that for a long time. Well, there's art tells, like you can tell, like I picture people, like if I want to know how somebody's gonna behave, I kind of picture them as how they would act on the playground when they were a little kid. You know that? I mean, we have the bossy pants. You have the people that go along to get along. You have the people that freaking make up the rules. And then you have the people that freaking support the rule or endorse, they enforce the rules. And then you have the people that like to change the rules all the time. So the rules, are benefit them, kind of like, I mean, you can tell what society, it's like society's become a bunch of spoiled brats that are on the playground that keep changing the rules and making it fit for them, and it's not making it fun for everybody else. So what happens when that happens is when it's like a natural degazer. It's like nature, the government was supposed to have checks and balances. Bullshit. I always thought that stuff was stupid. Like, history was my least favorite freaking course in class, because in my mind, history was contingent on who wrote the book. Or who pays the publisher to write the words. That's what history is, And for too long, people have been adamant about what history is without any freaking proof. And so, history is silly to me. And the way I look at it, if somebody's thought of something, it happened. I had a pretty weird affirmation today. I get affirmations and I have my beliefs, First what it was is like, I have my beliefs, and then the society tried to get me to believe what they wanted me to believe, and I still maintain my beliefs while going along with their bullshit so I could, get the end result that I needed. That's why I was in the Air Force for 6 years. I said, yeah, I know it's shit. It's complete crap. When I was in I had the recruiters say to me before, I was 25 when I wasn't 18. I wasn't a dumb kid. I'd been around, and when the recruiter who lies to kids all day long, because I'm like, dude, there's nothing, you can't detour me. You don't have to lie to me. Like, this is my last chance. Like, I got to go to college, and I don't got no money, so I got to give you 6 years of my life so I can go to college, so I can get a good job and take care of my mom. This is what I got to do. So it's not a matter of lying to me to sell me some bullshit. And what he said to me is, he said, don't judge the Air Force by basic training. That's not the real military. That's not the real Air Force. That's not the real military. And then he said, don't judge the Air Force by tech school, because that's not the real Air Force. That's not the military. And then I got to my first duty station, right? I got orders, and then I got to come home. This is what he said. This is actually, when I came home on recruiter's assistance, it's free leave. After you're done with tech school, you can go back to where you shipped off from for 10 days before you go off to your duty station once you get orders. So I went back to, and then he's telling him, and then he said, don't judge the Air Force by off it. It's not the real Air Force. So the man was telling me what bullshit it was, and that it's just a game. And it's a game designed so bros in the bro club can make a lot of money, see? Because what people don't understand, because too many people benefit from it, so they're not going to freaking bite the hand that feeds them. They don't want to sound like they're not appreciative of where they get their money. But what civilians need to understand, like much of the $1 trillion budgets that they're coming out with, that is for the retirement of these brass that were freaking in the military for 20, 30 years, and they're still alive. And these guys are making like Like people in the States, my brother takes home like $15,000 a month and he just works for the state. Like there's people that make like, 30, like with their pensions, because they have, these military officers have more money than God. My ex-girlfriend, her uncle is one of them. He retired from the Air Force because he was just crooked enough, because you gotta be crooked to succeed in the death game. And then he went and worked in the Pentagon for 20 years. So he's drawn 2 pensions because he retired as a lieutenant colonel. That's whoa. That's a lot of money. And then when they were in the military, it's all a racket. And this is what they do. If you're a bro and you're going to go long term and going to make the commitment, then they'll send you on deployment to places right when you get promoted. Right when you put on promotion. So they create the hazard in the Middle East, and then they'll send a bunch of people there that are going to promote. And then they do it in a way that it's right around the time at the end of the year. So if they do it just right, so if you're there, even if you're just there 20 minutes at 1 year and then start the new year, that's 2 years tax-free, that your income is not taxed because you were in a hazardous zone that we created so that they could get tax-free. And because my brother did it when he put on captain, he was in Iraq. That's like a $30,000 sign-up bonus, and then he re-enlisted. So he promoted and then re-enlist. So when you re-enlist, you get a sign-on bonus. See? So $30,000 here, tax-free. Well, people in America, see, that they don't want, that's why they don't like me, because I tell the stories about how, and then these guys are like, we're killing people in countries, in places we have no business in, and then we go home and go, oh man, it was so rough. That's all for freedom. We had to kill, and but you didn't have to rape those women. You didn't have to pillage those people. You didn't have to like it so much and all this stuff. You didn't have to celebrate. All this. But they didn't do that. They were all twisted and weird about it, and then they come back here and then got to go back to their office, but they're longing about the glory days. I mean, how many people found out in the since this whole DNA thing, like how many, the illegitimate children were born in Vietnam because the dudes went over there to fight for freedom, but were just sleeping with like escorts and hookers and these, so have praise for that. Everybody's talking about healing. People need to recognize what people are having to heal from, so people can't continue to bury their head in the sand and act like this shit doesn't happen. Because I'm Native American. I mean, we could go way back in the raping and pillaging and killing intentionally and genocide. It just needs to, I don't care what people's nationalities are. I don't care what people's freaking ethnicity is. I don't care about any of that stuff. I really don't. You know what I care about? I care about people not causing harm to other human beings. I care about people having equal opportunity to have just have a roof over your head, guaranteed, just because you were born on this planet. I believe in a lot of things that I was told this country was supposed to be about, but a whole lot of people lied to me. And so now I don't believe in what this country is supposed to be because it's so full of shit now. And I wonder if there's other Americans that feel that way. Are there other Americans out there that feel like that? Hey, PETA. We'll check back in April with that whole Happy New Year stuff. Because that's, in my heart, that's when the new year is. But it's good. It's always good. There's no buts. It's always good to see you, PETA. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure there are. See, that's why, so I'm going to call them Tuesday. Because tomorrow's Monday. It's another bullshit holiday. We just had, in the last 3 years, the world was shut down for 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. But people are so what? They work so hard. The time off that people take, man, no wonder gluttony is winning. And what is that? something in motion, an object in motion stays in motion, and an object at rest stays at rest. And everywhere I go, I see the resters. I see the rest, and I don't want to be like the rest. So that's why I suffer through. Because I don't want to be like the people that just year after year, the only thing that changes about them is the size of the clothes they wear. They get bigger. And they never do nothing for nobody else. Those are the worst kinds of people. And they go around crying about how they need all this help and stuff like that. But it's just like, when are you giving it back? That's currency. Or what drives us? What makes our heart beat? Currency, electricity, EKG, right? We're all run by electricity. And what electricity we're drawn to? You know, like attracts like. I was talking to our Earth Angel about that today. I said, we were talking about snuff films. And if people don't know because I was telling her I saw this reel about that dude, the actor that's on that movie, or that show. He was on Breaking Bad, which was filmed in New Mexico, which glorifies fucking junkies and losers and scumbags. But everybody loves it because it makes them lovable and glorify. It's so weird. And this place is like that too. I mean, this place is whacked. And so the dude, there was a character on the show called Saul, and then later he was on a TV show called Better Call Saul. He had his own show. He's this crooked lawyer. And so he did a reel, because when I was a little girl, I believed that. And then I have my beliefs. I use my imagination. I'm like, I imagine like this is how the world is. And then the world gives me verification to support what I know, right? Because that's what creation does, right? Now, I come from a dark place. I landed on this earth, was touched by evil and darkness at a very young age, so I know what it's like. So when I see it out in the world, I can recognize it, you know? And so, oh, my train of thought, I'm losing it. I'm losing my train of thought. So I recognize it, and so... But people are having a harder time being able to hide it. Like, they can't hide it. Or they're going to start they're acting like themselves when they think that nobody's looking, and the whole world's going to be watching. That kind of thing, you know. Oh, the Better Call Saul guy. Thanks. I got it back. Better Call Saul. And he was talking about, in a reel, he was doing an interview, and how he said whenever somebody dies on TV or in a movie, that somebody actually dies. He didn't clarify if it's actually that person or if it's somebody else, like, to verify, like the story is about, like, every story about murder is based on an actual event. Because I know that they used to get ideas for TV shows from police reports. I do know that used to be a thing. It maybe probably still is. Like, I remember watching I used to watch a lot of Criminal Minds, because I have a mind like that. And I mean, I'm profiling people all the time, constantly. I mean, I try not to, but it just happens. And, cause, you know, everybody can rise above who they are, you know, and I could be wrong. Yeah, sometimes I am, but I'm right more than I'm wrong. Anyway, so he was talking about how when somebody, you know, gets killed on a TV show, that somebody dies in real life. And that's what I used to believe when I was a little girl. I thought that for some reason, I always thought that to be true. And then when I was 15, I saw my first snuff film. And then when I was 20, I saw 2021 around there, I saw my second snuff film. The second ones were it was like at both times. Both times people put these movies in. See, because you got to think about the mentality of the people that own these movies. All right? I can't even talk about the stuff that I saw in the movies. If I ever do like real life talks, like, you know, in like a motivational speaker kind of sense, I will tell those stories. I won't tell them here. And I've told bits and pieces of them. They're just too vulgar. And that's the thing is I have known so many people that have been a part of heinous acts, me included, or they know somebody like in their like heinous real life stuff from, you know, so I never grew up in a world where it didn't exist. And so many people, like, they have babies and then their parents protect the babies and then the babies go off to school to learn all the same things. And then, you know, they get into, they're in these like little realms of protection where, and then like something will happen, you know, like the friend will get hit by a car or you know, but that's, and then for a long time it wasn't anything that was too deep. And then they had all these freaking video games where it made in murder and bashing prostitutes cool and fun and isn't that cute and isn't that, you know, and they started doing all these things to further deteriorate the value for human life. And they started that about, you know, 20 in the early 2000s, even more to, you know, and to pull apart the family because, you know, more people are splitting up and mom has to work, and so the kids are just going to always play video games. And then, I mean, it's just, it's I've seen the progression of how people have gone down the right path, and you can divert it. You just, you know, you just got to do a 180 and do everything different. And our people, I mean, and where I live, you can't even get people to work. People don't go to work here. I don't know how people survive. They don't go to work. But they drive like expensive cars, you know, like they all got their freaking, you know. I guess everybody lives at grandma's house. I guess that's how they do it. It's funny. You drive by it because they're all trailers and manufactured homes, and then like the people with money have the Adobes and shit like that, or unless it's been in the family for decades. But like even on the Pueblo, it's all run down. It's all like, you know. But now it's getting better. They're taking better care of shit, but they didn't for I don't know ever. Better late than never, though. So anyway, I've been talking for over an hour now. My voice is getting tired. But yeah, I'm curious as to what I'm going to wake up to. What, you know, I hope I wake up to the softer side of what the earth is, cuz I'm getting pretty freaking rough around my edges, man. Like I'm like a cigarette, you know, in the beginning I'm level-headed, but once I get ticked off, I get rough around the edges. And you know how they say about when, you know, people get old, they have less of a filter, you know? And people don't like the shit I gotta say because it makes them feel bad. It makes them feel bad when you say, "Yeah, I haven't prayed for that." Well, you know your whole life is freaking. I mean, and I see like I don't know why social media thinks I want to see the recommended stuff. I'm constantly saying I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Hide ad, and I always say irrelevant. That's it's always irrelevant. And it's like, who thinks I want to see this shit, you know? But I like the stuff I like the stuff about animals. I like the mechanical stuff. I can't believe what shitty engine, like, already these 2022, 2021 super rides, these big, you know, fancy, expensive trucks, their motors are already taken, you know? It's crazy. I buy old, man. I go old. My car, I think minivan might have a computer in some capacity, but you look at the engine space of this new, it's freaking ridiculous, man. And the way people drive, it's like pedal to the floor. It's like hung. Everything's hung. Because everybody's going around trying to match that Uranian energy. They're trying to match the outside world with their inside. I know this. I do it myself. I'm constantly having to keep myself down here. This helps me. True Hemp Science. I'm going to message them. I'm going to email them because they have a page, a cooperation page. That's what, I think that's what, what's his face does. Robert Phoenix. They have like a business cooperation page that if I get people to buy the product, then I'll get a discount or some kind of something. So, Heyoka, I'm going to see if I can do a, because his is, if you buy product from Robert and then you put in the 15 min, maybe that's what, 15 mins, MINS, like 15 minutes of flame. That's how I got 2 little CBD gummies with mine. I was like 38 cents from 150. That gives you some free product and free shipping, but I missed it by 38 cents. Darn it. So, but this stuff has really helped me out a lot. I'm not doing as much flour. I don't, because this is all, I just need my body to stay calm, and then I can handle the rest. And I don't always like THC products. I don't like to be stoned all the time. I like to be clear-headed. I just don't like to suffer. And this helps me suffer less. And I was thinking about it, like, I don't like the taste. That's the only thing. It's just real earthy. It tastes like roots to me. You know? That's why I put it in cookies. And I use much less sugar than the recipe calls for because I don't want to eat all the sugar, so I'm trying to make more like little biscuits. But I could just ultimately, you know, I don't even need to eat if this keeps working. I've been talking over an hour now. So, anyway, how you doing, Ma?
Doing good.
Mom's doing good. We went and lied down and listened to Pam Gregory this afternoon. That was pretty cool. Seeing, I listen to all these people with their interpretations on how I listen to Pam Gregory. I listen to people I don't even particularly care for. I don't care for the Leo Cub. He has very good, useful information. As far as, like, I don't know where I'm coming from, I'm a person that follows through. And he likes to brag about how he got himself kicked out of the military and got a dishonorable discharge. And, I mean, that's not kudos, you know. That's like, I don't know. For what, and like other people, like, well, I don't know. I listened to that Adam Allenboss guy, but I can't, I haven't been able to listen to him probably for the last month. Because the arrogance in me sees the arrogance in him. Right? Because when I see something in somebody else that I don't like, it's the aspects in my own self that I don't like. And I don't like it in myself, and I see it in myself. I don't need to hang out with somebody else, right? It just hopefully tries to motivate me to not act like that. And it's like, we're all given our own, like, inherent, I call it the sushi menu of red flags, of, like, you know, things, you know, that we can see in people that we're like, you know, like, for instance, I'm not saying that this is an actual event, but say, like, like Dwight. Dwight isn't a common name. Only met maybe 3 Dwights in my whole life. But all 3 Dwights were kind of douchey. Kind of thing, right? Now, if your name's Dwight out there, I'm not talking to you. This is just a for instance, right? So, like attracts like. So, you know, and I go in thinking, it's going to be this, you know, like I meet the first Dwight. Oh, he kind of sucked. Then I come across and meet another Dwight a few years down the line. You know, I'm not going to just come off and say, oh, he's going to suck because I met a guy named Dwight and he sucked. No, you give him the benefit of the doubt. And then things play out and Dwight does something unfavorable. Okay, so that's 2 Dwights in a D bag, right? Then there's a third instance. 6 months later, meet another Dwight. Oh, okay. Maybe he could shift the belief in Dwights. Maybe he's the deal breaker. Maybe he's gonna be the guy that determines not all Dwights suck. And then, he does something shitty. Okay. When something like that happens, I'm going to listen. If I ever meet a person named Dwight again, I'm just going to wait and see. Right? And Adam's got it, but purple is my least favorite color. And I get that it's like regality, like it's regal. It's like, and I'm not big on the monarchy. I hate hierarchy. Any freaking group that thinks that they're higher than any other group, all that crap makes my third eye twitch. I'm not going to be for it. So no, I don't like purple. And, again, these are people that have useful information. I wonder how many people, they don't even give me a chance to listen to the words that I have to say. Because people are just like, they pop in and pop out. And I've done that. I've seen other people, I'll say, what's this person about? And I'll listen to and I'll be like, nope, I can't even do it. So that's just how opposite end of the spectrum of frequency, me with we are. I know like attracts like, and I do know that I have similar frequential people, because I do have people that are in my life that I talk to. They're just not in my local area. And that's the part that is like, okay, universe, I'm ready for you to open it up. I'm ready to meet people in the local area. Like attracts like, and I just can't find them. And I go out at all different times of day to try and find them. That's all right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing what people are supposed to do in the winter and go within and reflect and just spend the time with Mom. I made a new recipe today. Well, I ad-libbed kind of. I got this Planko. Hi, girl. You want to go walk around? I got this Planko Parmesan herb private selection. I got some of this. Breadcrumbs, and I got some chicken and sliced it with my new fancy knife. I got fancy cheffer cutlery. It's freaking badass. Watch out. My cooking game is about to anyway. I got this, and so I cut up some chicken and then gave it an egg wash and dipped it in this. And then I made a batch with just that, and Mom and I grubbed on it. But 2 chicken breasts filled up 2 little trays. And then the second one, I was skeptical, but I put coconut on it. And I was like, because sometimes I come up with flavor combinations. They're not so good. No, we won't do that one again, huh, Ma? Well, we tried it, but it actually, with a little bit of coconut, yeah, it is kind of tasty. So, anyway. Man, this is the longest talk I've ever done. I must be feeling it. Whoops for the shot. What New Year in March? What New Year in March? Christmas is Satan. Well, Santa is Satan all mixed up. Margie's Mirage all mixed up. That's funny. What's Loretta? What's Loretta? Adorable. You're cute. All right, that's about all I got. Let's see. Wait, did I say everything I was gonna say? Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow is the new calendar. Every time it's just like, you know why I keep these though? I would keep these. And that's funny because at the end of somebody's life, how big is their stack? Because in here is I gotta keep this. This isn't the one from this year. This is the Sassy calendar that I made after Sass died. Mom's little girl. I think I had a harder time with it than Mom did. Pretty girl. Anyway. She's in heaven looking down, right? There's always they're all at the Rainbow Bridge hanging out. Arthur's out, Man, I just, that's why I ain't never, I don't look at death as people dying. I look at death as just transitioning to the next chapter, right? I just want to have an experience next time that isn't quite as painful as this one. That's all. And I hope I open up a world in this next imposed calendar year to help alleviate the suffering of some more people in life. Because if I can do that, see, because I can't count on things I've done before to help with safe passage in my future, right? That's what they call resting on your laurels. So if I keep helping people get healthy, continue to make better choices in life. I did one this morning. I got the BioVita foot soak. I've been using the frequency software, the RF frequency software, and this is at the end. This is the end of it. That's all what comes out of your feet, the pores of your feet. That's a lot of can of butter. you know? No, but like this is just heavy metals. Just like when you put deodorant on, I don't wear a lot of deodorant. Sometimes I do. And, the stuff I wear, it's supposedly aluminum free, but they probably have 3 times if he probably has like all this aluminum in. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's just a lot of like death is profitable. But what they're not figuring is that people are slowing down with the life. Like the life isn't coming. Like people aren't having kids like they were. You know what I mean? Like people that want to have kids, it's all freaking crazy mad science. They're doing it in labs and they've been doing it every year. Oh shit. They've been doing it every year. Since Dolly, they've been test tube babies and all that stuff. So, just bottom line is people are gonna have to come into whether they have regard for life or they just